like someone said that Japan is an old age home and Europe is a, tourism country, all of it. But anyway, since you did talk about Japan and Germany, I wanted to talk about how your early days were. You started off from the textile industry, which was your family business, and you first moved into pharmaceuticals. Now, we all know where Indian pharmaceuticals stand, and we have the wherewithal to compete with a lot of global giants and make it to the #1 position. Tell me, where do you think the Indian industry is right now when it comes to pharma specifically, and what more can be done so that pharma can be that one leapfrog sector which can take us to the #3 position?
The pharma industry in India has actually several advantages.
Yeah.
Today, in terms of generic formulations, we are already the largest in the world. I think everywhere it's accepted as high quality and a lower cost products. You see the number of plants which are owned by Indian companies which are FDA approved. As far as we are concerned, we also have large number of plants which are in the US, in the UK, and in India. And we find that that combination is the one that can make a significant difference, because still, especially in the very newer products, the products under patent or under still research and development, people want the pharma, the development industry to be close to them. And that's where America, to be there, has a big advantage. Especially now when you see that there is clearly a movement towards diversifying their production from China. I think India has a significant scope to grow. We have to do more in terms of developing early stage APIs. We have to do more in terms of getting into more complex products. But I think that is on the way now.
The other thing I also wanted to talk about was financial services in particular. Considering your group's expansion also into this particular sector with Piramal Capital and Housing Finance, what strategies do you think India can adopt for more and more financial inclusion? Because financialization is pretty much the backbone for us to make it to the top 3 mark.
You're absolutely right. If we have to achieve the GDP growth rate that we are wanting to reach to the #3 position, I think if you have to grow at 7-8% in real terms, and if I add another 4 or 5% in terms of inflation, so the economy needs to grow nominally at almost 13%. That means the financial sector normally needs to grow 1.5 times. So 18% growth in financial sector is important. Till now, the best that we've done over a period of time is 15-16% growth. So this additional growth that we need is where an NBFC can play a very important role. More so when you said that to reach the last mile, it's difficult for a bank to do it. And that's where NBFCs also can play a role. And therefore, I think we need to see that NBFCs also continue to grow along with banks. One of the things that we need for NBFCs to do is, today if you see the upper layer NBFCs are regulated a lot more than what they were previously, and almost similar to banks. So I think it's important to get NBFCs to give the upper tier whatever NBFCs they want to have a higher norm to get public deposit taking licenses. No licenses have been given. I think public deposits from probably in the early 2000s was the last time. So if that is given, then the availability of funds with NBFCs will be more, and then they can go further on into areas which cannot be covered by banks. It's impossible. India is too large a country. It's too large a population. So I think that's one way that we should do it.